I'm in Salad and I saw The Evil Dead. It is directed by Sam Raimi. And if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. Sponsored by My Fansly. You can learn more about that after the review. The movie starts with a bunch of hooligans in a car. They're crossing a bridge, which looks to be very unstable, and I'm immediately like, why are you crossing this bridge? Oh, this bridge is fine. And then immediately a tire goes through and somehow is able to get out of this little pit that it's in. And then, wow, this bridge, I wouldn't cross it again. I don't think I would go to a cabin this deserted. Like, these fellas are like, oh, let's have a handy old time. Ooh, yeah, we're having a nice time. And I really like the cabin. It looks creepy, very creepy. What's especially creepy is when you have the little rocker thing and it's like banging against the house, but then it stops. And it's like, oh, that's weird. That's a little weird. I'm gonna run now. But no, nobody here runs. But I really especially like how in this horror movie, pretty much it's established that they're stuck. They cannot leave. They've made a bad choice already. And then like the rest of the characters makes like the worst choices possible. Like, oh, let's just have a grand old time. Let's split up. I'm gonna go for a walk, okay? Says a chick. And like, there is this camera perspective that I applaud because it's kind of seen in the Friday the 13th movie, but it's still, in this one, it's like moving. And since it's moving, I'm like, oh, this is like some sort of really fast monster. Oh no, I hope that they don't end up dying to this really fast monster. So I'm immediately like, oh, this is scary. I never see the monster, so I'm not sure what it is at all. But there's this like chick, she's going outside and she gets like, she has to run. The trees basically get her and try to like tree grope her. And at this part, I'm like, oh my goodness, the trees are alive? How can the trees be alive? She breaks out of the tree bonds, luckily, but like, the monster was just there. And then she got out of the tree bonds just in enough time to make sure that the monster doesn't get her. I'm like, oh my goodness. This is scary, enthralling, and a lot of other adjectives that I could describe this movie as. It was very fun. I was pretty much hooked at the beginning of this movie. I didn't really look away. A lot of the shots, I gotta mention this, a lot of the shots were pretty, I'd say, amateur in terms of like, there seemed the quality of the film used, and there was a lot of shaky cam, and it just felt like somebody's first movie. However, I felt like the movie took this and it worked. It worked. It was a strength that I had because it's like, oh, well, this could just be anybody's experience at this cabin. A very amateur look at this group of children. I don't know how old they are. I think they're adults. They're like 20s maybe. That's not a child. Yeah, they're in their 20s, it seems like, and they're just having a grand old time until you have the chick. She's like, oh no, there's somebody out there. Nobody believes them. I would believe her. I would be like, okay, we gotta go. There is a rational like response to like, oh, well, one of us is gonna take the car. We're just gonna leave, all right? And no, they can't leave because the bridge is destroyed. I'm like, okay, there's a 3-ton limit. Whatever has destroyed this bridge is bigger than 3 tons. And it's like, oh, I really hope that maybe it's like an army of like whatever this monster is, or it's just like one really big monster. So my first initial thought was, oh, it's a really big monster. All right, let's just ignore that. Is there another way to get out? And no, there's not. There is not another way to get out. And there's like no phone lines or whatever. They're just in the middle of nowhere. And this is why you shouldn't go to cabins that are in the middle of nowhere. This will happen. You might die in the middle of a cabin that nobody knows where you're at. But anyway, let's just look at this book. And let's just look at this, the tape recorder, right? And let's play it. I really like it, okay? So there's like a tape recorder, they're playing this, what's from this book, right? And then the chick's like, oh, turn it off. And this would be nice and fun and great and all. But like the kid's like, oh, yeah. Like one of the dudes is like, no, turn it on, turn it back on. And then like, he goes way too far ahead. I'm like, I don't know if this is a very accurate way of determining where you are in this tape, but he goes immediately to the scripture reading, and all these this demon person or whatever, it just starts like rising from the ground, and it's pretty epic because like I especially love how it's just so nonchalant, like, oh, it's okay for me to be weird and not respect her decisions. Meanwhile, all the chicks are under a lot of distress, right? I would be too if I were in this situation. Of course, you hear some banging on the walls outside, you hear some like crazy noises, and it's like, oh geez, oh no, please no. And then like one of the sister of Ash, it gets possessed, and she has to be locked in the cellar. And then the girlfriend of the other guy, her tendon gets stabbed. Terrifying, by the way. I absolutely just like hate looking at this gore, but it's like, ugh, I have to look at it, but I still don't want to see it. It seems painful, so she has to take a nice little rest and stuff like that. However, it seems like one by one, all the friends of Ashley just like down. They're dead. They're gone. They're possessed, and then they start attacking him. And it's like, oh geez, how will he escape? Because there's no bridge. The car is essentially not usable. It's not able to be used because there is no bridge. And I'm like, okay, please. I know you have to like fight for yourself and fend for your life, and that requires you to basically chop up like all of your friends. And I'm just like, what does that do to a guy? Like, what does that do? And then like, as soon as like Ash gets out, I'm like, oh, Ash has made it. Oh man, and then he's like, there's like a perspective thing with the camera where it's like a POV with the monster, and then like goes up to him. The camera just lurches at him, and it's so cool. I absolutely love how the camera just like, and I'm like, oh geez, did he get him? Did he get got? Well, that's the end of the movie. He did, I would like to think that he does get got at the end of this movie. I really like the character progression of Ash. He has to deal with all his friends dying, and I just feel like the beginning of Ash of the movie is like a less manly person than like the end of the movie. The person that's like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of business. I really like the amateur aspect of the movie. I think that like really adds a good level to the immersion of the movie. So I really gotta give this movie a solid like 9.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that. You can fast track a movie review, patreon.com/ASEPresents for $20 a month for one movie review for 1 month, $3 a month, how to drop a bunch of tutorials. All at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. It really help the daily grindiness of all these daily movies. Until next time, I'm South Sauce. See you later, myself, Kieran, speaking bits.